Hello, everybody. Welcome to this free workshop. I love doing these, and this one I get to do crystals, so I'm really excited. So, if you guys haven't checked out any of my YouTube videos, obviously I'm going to let you know that I do have a YouTube channel out there. So if you haven't subscribed, please make sure that you subscribe to my YouTube channel. The reason why is because a lot of these are all linked together. So if I'm talking about chakras and you guys are like, okay, what's a solar plexus chakra? That way you can go back on those videos and check them out. So I always encourage anybody that's learning, I'm like, learn as much as you can. You don't always have to learn from me, learn from everybody. And if it resonates with you, great, it's your truth. And if not, somebody else's truth. So I always encourage people to just snoop around, look around, figure stuff out, right? So this one is all about crystals in the house. So everybody knows that we can wear crystals, right? We can wear them, we can put them in our pockets. But a lot of people ask, I want more crystals in my home, but I don't know where to put them. I don't know what to do when I get them. And they have a ton of questions. And so that's why I decided to do this workshop to let everybody know where the best place in the home for you to put certain crystals. And so understand that this is just basics. So there is no cut dry anything to it. But if you feel like you want a piece of black tourmaline in your bedroom, put it in there. So go with what feels right. So I'm just going to talk about more of the crystals and the purpose and things like that. And just basics as far as where we should put these crystals at. So I am going to be talking about all different places in the house, also outside the home as well. You can put a lot of these crystals outside. And I think people don't think about putting them outside or putting them in different places. And that's why, like I said, that's why I wanted to do this one. So we're going to talk about, like I said, best places. Here's what I love. And I wish you guys, I could take my camera and move it, but I can't because I'm not coordinated and I'll do something stupid. So, but I wish you guys could see all the crystals that I have. So of course, obviously I'm going to tell you to go to Awakenings here in Omaha to buy your crystals. But all of these are available at the store that I'm going to be showing you. And I'm going to be showing you some big pieces. So the reason why is because when it comes to a room or a space, bigger the better. So when it comes to yourself personally, not so much. So it's still going to do the job, okay? And if you don't have a lot of money, keep it simple, keep it small. And I would tell you, get a piece of clear quartz to amplify whatever crystal that you have. So got to remember, clear quartz, like Herkimer diamonds, things like those, amplify any other crystals that they're next to. So even if you have a little tiny pebble and you want it for your living room, put a piece of clear quartz crystal next to it, it'll amplify the energy. So like I said, a lot of these I'm showing you, they're pricey and some of them aren't. So go with, again, what you think is cool. I always have to tell my adults when it comes to choosing a crystal, be like a kid. Kids they know exactly what crystal they need and they know which one you need. So if a kid ever gives you a crystal, you take it and say thank you, because most likely that kid knows exactly what you need. All right. So the biggest thing is if it looks neat to you or cool, then you need it. And you're not even going to know why you need it. You're like, oh my gosh, that is so cool looking. I really want that. I'm like, it's probably because you need it. And then we find out after you read the description on it, what it's for. So like I said, I'm going to go over some basics here on where we can start. Okay. And some of this goes a little bit with feng shui. I'll be real with you. I know the basics with feng shui. I'm not a feng shui person, but understand that feng shui is how the energy moves in a home. So when we put crystals in the home, it's going to make the energy of the room different. So remember, crystals emit vibration or frequency. So you do that, it's going to change the frequency or the energy of the room, right? So that's why I really like talking about this stuff. So first and foremost, I'm going to start with the front door. So people don't realize that you can absolutely put crystals by your front door. I'm going to be real with you, and some of the stuff that I have at my house, I'll even tell you. So number one crystal that I'm going to tell you that you want by your front door, believe it or not, black tourmaline. Now, why black tourmaline? Black tourmaline rids negativity. So it not only rids it, it protects. So black obsidian and black tourmaline are two of the best protective type of crystals that you can get. So if you're working in a negative work environment, you have that mother-in-law that comes over and you're like, oh Lord, here she comes. So put the black tourmaline there. What that does is it grounds that woman down a little bit, but B, it also protects the energy of your home. So I would tell you, get a piece of black tourmaline. And I'm going to tell you where I have mine is on top of my door. And I have mine glued to my front door. It's a little tiny piece. Nobody sees it when they come in, but that's where my black tourmaline is. So put it by your front door. So I would tell you, yes, bigger crystal means better frequency. I mean, think of a radio, right? So you get more powerful of an antenna, you're going to be able to hear it better. So it's no different than crystal. So like I said, again, think of vibration, think about frequency. Okay. So black tourmaline, let me show you this one. So this is a rough or raw piece of black tourmaline. So this one here is a good chunk. It's a good size. This one is about $20 at the store. So black tourmaline, fairly inexpensive. So putting this by your front door, and if you don't feel like that, at least put it near your front door. So you can also put these in window seals as well. So that's usually what I do. Now, what's really cool about black tourmaline, you don't have to cleanse it. You don't have to charge it. So it's one of the very unique crystals that you don't have to do that with. Same with selenite. So don't worry about charging or cleansing this. It doesn't need it. All right. So again, when we get crystals home, the first thing we're going to do is cleanse and charge. We cleanse it by using a little bit of sage. That's fine. And then we want to charge them up with the full moon. So we have a full moon coming Saturday night, which is Halloween. So it happens to be a blue moon. Go ahead, put your crystals out to charge. Usually we don't want to put our crystals out to charge in like an eclipse, because eclipse is, it's wishy-washy. It can be really awesome or really bad. So I always tell people in eclipse, just don't. But this one in particular, you don't have to worry about cleansing or charging. So I'm going to tell you what, this one is awesome for teachers. So Kelsey just said that. She's like, I have a black tourmaline in the entrance of my classroom. This is like a teacher's go-to. So again, this is an excellent one for ridding negativity and grounding kids down. So if you have a kid that's a la 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 doing that, black tourmaline in the bedroom, not a bad idea, especially if they have nightmares or if they do a lot of astral traveling, we can put this near the bed. Now, some kids, 6 and under, like to touch. So if they're more touchy-feely and you know that they should be going to bed and they're fiddling around with crystals, then we're going to sneak it in between the box springs and the mattress. So they don't need to know. So just sneak it in there. It's going to be fine. Either that or stick it underneath their pillow. So, and sometimes these big chunks is too much. So maybe we should go with like a worry stone. All right. So that's this one. Black obsidian. So this one is snowflake obsidian. So that's what this one is right here. That's snowflake obsidian right here. So this one's $29. It's a bigger piece. So again, you can even have this out in the front with the rest of your rocks. So if you put this out there, again, it's going to protect that negative energy coming in. It's going to protect you. So this is one of those that even if you want to hide these in rocks, hide them in rocks. So there's 3 different types of obsidian. This one is snowflake obsidian. There's also rainbow obsidian. There's gold sheen obsidian and regular obsidian. So there's actually 4 so that we sell at the store. So they do the same thing. It's just, it depends on your flavor. Again, if you like the gold sheen because it's shiny, great. This one is, like I said, this one's snowflake. So they will not crack outside. You can actually keep them outside. The biggest thing is that once they're outside and it's cold, you're going to have to gradually bring them inside if you want them inside. So, but again, once you put them outside, you don't have to worry about cleansing or charging. Mother Nature will do it for you. No worries. So this is one of those that, and some crystals you don't want outside, like citrine, amethyst, we don't want to put those outside because it will fade with the UV light. So some crystals will fade over time. So those are 2 we don't necessarily want outside. But any of the black crystals, excellent. The other one that you can have also outside would be like a big chunk of clear quartz, another big chunk of like rose quartz. That's another great one. So, and neither one of those, like I said, again, will have to worry about fading out or anything like that. So Frankie was asking if your crystal breaks, what do you do with it? That means to tell me that you don't need it anymore. So you're going to gift it to 2 other people. So gift it away, give it to somebody. So, but if it breaks, it means to tell me that vibrationally speaking, you don't need it anymore. Okay, so like I said, that's an excellent one for that protection before you walk in. Another one that's pretty good with the front door is clear quartz. Now I'm gonna tell you what, clear quartz can go anywhere. It's universal. It can go anywhere. Why I like clear quartz, it's because it raises the vibrational frequency of the room. It's happy vibes, right? Happy vibes. So this is a big chunk of clear quartz. So that's what this one is right here. You can kind of see it. These are nice clear crystal points right here. This one will run you anywhere from, these will run anywhere from $60 to $80. So, and this is, and of course this has got better quality because you can kind of see through those points, right? So the more clear, usually the more expensive. But this is a piece of clear quartz. Again, you can put this one outside. You can put it inside, maybe in the corner. You can put clear quartz just about everywhere, really. So, but this is a big old chunk. Like I said, even if you have a little tiny crystal and you want to amplify the energy, perfect, perfect. So clear quartz is fairly cheap, fairly reasonable, fairly cheap. All right, so this is a nice chunk of clear quartz. That's going to be an excellent one to put by the front door. And then lastly, the other one that you can put by the front door, my camera's funny. Focus, focus. The other one that you can put, it's not going to do it. The other one you can put by the front door is selenite. And selenite is a very high vibrational frequency crystal made for the crown chakra, right? So selenite is really, really good for also putting in that front door because it's a higher vibe one. Now I've got 3 different examples of selenite for you so you can kind of understand. So this one is considered a tower. It's still in the package, so it's kind of purpley, but this is a tower. So this one will run like 1111. So these are cheap. Selenite's fairly cheap. So this one's 1111. Again, great to have by the front door because it raises the vibrational frequency. So that way when people walk through it, they're walking through happy vibes, right? So another one is fishtail selenite. So I don't usually find fishtail very often, but I was able to find some the last time we went to Denver. And so this is fishtail selenite. And it's just basically grown the same as selenite. It's gypsum. It's a type of gypsum, but it's more like it was more pressurized. And so this is called fishtail selenite. This is about $40, $39.99, but this is a good chunk as well. So again, right in the corner is fine because corners hold a lot of residual energy, which is like, that's why when we sage a house, you always hit the corners of a room, right? So the reason why is because corners hold a lot of residual energy and we want to break that energy out. Putting a piece of selenite in that corner, excellent, excellent. So that's a really good one. All right. So, and then the last one I have is, that one's fishtail. This one is just a tower. So you won't get big. We can get big. So I have a pretty large piece of this. You can see one back over here. I have another big size of this one. And that one is actually in my bedroom. And I'll explain why I want it in the bedroom when we get to that point. But again, this is a nice chunk of selenite. This one runs $70. So like I said, it's all selenite. It's huge. And it's also considered a generator point. What I love about this one, all selenite, whether it's fishtail, tower, whatever, they charge other crystals. So if you forget to put your crystal out in that full moon, get it next to a piece of selenite. It'll charge it. So it'll charge it. It's all good. So, all right. Okay. So that kind of takes care of the front door. Now, the other thing you could do with the front door is jade. Now, I don't have any big chunks of jade because we sold out. I do have a nephrite jade right here. So jade is really good protective stone for, and it's very welcoming. It's a very welcoming crystal when it comes to, again, the front door. So that's what this one is, nephrite jade. So again, these little pieces are just fine. Like I said, get a piece of clear quartz, put it next to it, amplifies it. Great, easy, right? Okay, next one I want to talk about is the bedroom. Yes, we can use crystals in the bedroom. Now, here's what I'm going to tell you. There are crystals that are uppers and there's crystals that are downers. So we don't want to put things like poppy jasper or brecciated jasper or carnelian or moldavite. Like, you don't want high vibe stuff when you're trying to go to bed. You won't sleep. So none of us are sleeping anyway because of the full moon, but none of us are going to sleep if you have a high like vibe crystal or an upper type of crystal in the bedroom. So number one crystal to go to in the bedroom is good old rose quartz. So rose quartz is the love crystal. It's the love stone. So that's why I'm like, hello, clear quartz is always the go-to in a bedroom. So it opens up the heart chakra, helps you bond with your partner, things like that. So, but I did bring some others that also work. So this is rose quartz. This is on a pin. These are like $19.99. So this is a great one to have next to you. Obviously I got a big old chunk right there. So that's another piece of rose quartz. So I like that one just because of when I'm doing readings. It's a very comforting crystal to me. And for whatever reason, I'm a rose quartz girl. So that's one of my go-to crystals. Everybody would think that I want something, you know, unique. And I'm like, nope, actually rose quartz and rainbow moonstone are my two go-tos. So the other one you can do if you don't like rose quartz, because some people don't, right? The other one I'm going to tell you that's excellent is, and this is amethyst, but this is actually pink amethyst. So you can see the little you can see the little sparkles, and it's been cut. Both sides are cut. So, and it's on a little stand. So it's perfect for the bedroom. And this is like $40, $39.99. And like I said, it's got the cute little jewels on top of it. But this, like I said, this is called, it's pink amethyst. So it still holds the same properties as amethyst, but it also holds some of the same properties for the rose quartz. So it's kind of both. So that's what's excellent about, I like about this one. This is a really good one for bedrooms and a really good one for gifts. So because gifts are always from the heart. So again, if you do a gift, usually like these are excellent ones, right? So that is the pink amethyst. And then the other one is just a regular amethyst, is also awesome in the bedroom. So an amethyst really helps with sleep and sleep patterns and just de-stresses. It's great for anxiety. So if you have issues with anxiety, this is going to be a great one. Another one that I grabbed would be lapillodite. So lapillodite's one that if you're like seriously mentally like stressed the hell out, or anxiety-ridden panic attacks, we're going to get a piece of lapillodite, this is a piece of lapillodite here. This is considered a palm stone because it like fits in your palm. But what I love about palm stones is they're really good underneath a pillow. So because they don't fall out as easy and they're flat. So these are really good to be able to like put in between the box springs and the mattress, or to be able to put underneath the pillow. So lapillodite is great for like just serious mental stress. This one is good for stress as well. But lapillodite would be the better of the two, especially anxiety, depression, mental illness, things like that. This is excellent. Amethyst does work as well. But amethyst has more properties other than just the mental stuff. So that's why go with whichever one you like. All right. So, but this is a big old chunk of amethyst here. And this is going to run because it's been cut and it's cut and it's cut. So this is $60. But we have a lot that are way under that too. So like I said, big chunk, good for, bedrooms. Like I said, right next to you. Excellent, excellent. Lapillodite, L-E-P-I-D, L-E-P-I-D-O, lapillodite, D-I-T-E. So I'm not good with spelling. That's my husband, not me. So, but like I said, amethyst, excellent, excellent. The other one I showed you earlier, selenite. Now here's why I like selenite, because selenite helps with insomnia. So selenite is the #1 go-to for insomniacs. So that's why I'm like going, I like that next to the bedroom. I have a bigger tower than this as a light, because some of them are lamps. And so I have a big lamp. I mean, it's huge, right next to my bed. And that's what I use for my nightlight. But what I like about it, remember, it charges all crystals. So that's usually where I keep my bracelets. I put my bracelets on top of that, but it also helps me to sleep. So it's dual purpose. So again, it charges the crystals and it helps you to sleep. So selenite should be one of those kind of go-tos that should always be in your bedroom, because it helps you with the insomnia issues. And again, anything that's going to help with that heart chakra. Remember, especially if you're married, you want that partnership. It's all about the heart chakra. So the other one you could do that I have is pink dolomite. So if you don't like rose quartz, pink amethyst isn't your game. I also have pink dolomite. So, and dolomite's pretty common mineral, but we got some really nice ones in Denver. This is going to run about $25. This is a medium-sized pink dolomite. Now, the little flecks that you see in there is pyrite, so fool's gold, and that always helps to protect, ground, and manifest money. So Alrighty, so that's a good one. Okay. And then lastly, the other one I want to talk about, which is with teachers. I talked earlier about teachers getting black tourmaline. The other one that's great for teachers is chrysocolla. So any of my healers, any of my teachers out there that want something in their room, chrysocolla is a great one for that. Okay. Now, purple opal works great too, Lori. For the bedroom, purple opal is good. So that one might amplify the dreams a little bit too. Both my sons have a chunk of black tourmaline, obsidian, headboard bed, not a single bad dream since. Older son, yep. So black tourmaline helps to ground them down. Howlite is great too. Howlite is great for sleep issues. And so howlite is it's a white one like this. This is what howlite is. So howlite is great for the sleep issues. Howlite is also really good for the bathroom. So that's a really, okay. Let's see here. Crystal's good for helping spicing up the bedroom. That would be your carnelian. And I know that's kind of an upper, but that's all about the sacral chakra. So anything with that sacral chakra or orange or yellowy is going to help with that one. And the best crystal to open up the throat chakra, anything blue. Anything blue that you think, usually sodalite, lapis, anything along those lines. Okay, so for the bedroom, the other one that's okay for the bedroom is garnet. Now, I didn't have a piece of garnet here, but garnet is also a really good go-to for the bedroom. That's, again, heart chakra, but it also helps to ground a little bit too. Okay, living room. Let's talk about the living room. Now, here's one thing about the living room and / kitchen that people may not understand. So if you're a snacker and you like to eat snacks in your living room, so wherever you eat snacks and you want to curb that snacky appetite that you got, best one for the job is we want to sit this one where we eat snacks. Oh gosh, I got a big chunk. This is blue apatite. Blue apatite legit curbs your appetite. So blue apatite is excellent to have where you're snacky because it curbs your appetite. The other one is in the kitchen. So this is a great one for the kitchen, especially where you keep your snacks, because it helps you to think about food in a different way. If you eat, you're not going to be so guilt-ridden when you eat. You're not going to think about, oh God, I shouldn't have ate that bag of chips. You're going to be like, well, you know what? I deserve it. It's fine. So it helps with the guilt response. But this is a huge chunk of appetite or blue apatite, which is, yeah, this is like $444. But like I said, these are ginormous. We got smaller ones, but I wanted to show that beautiful blue color. I mean, it's a beautiful crystal. It really is. But blue apatite legit curbs your appetite, right? So again, great for the living room, also good for the kitchen as well. But I wanted to talk about the blue apatite, especially for my snacky people, because I'm that way. So that's an excellent one. Another one for the living room are pretty much those basics that we kind of covered earlier, which is this one, amethyst, clear quartz, selenite, and the other one that's really good is smoky quartz. Now, here's why I like smoky. So smoky quartz, and here's a big old piece right here. Smoky quartz is really good. It's a huge detoxifier. It's a huge grounder. It really helps to kind of get your head back in the game. But it really is a great one for healing. So if somebody's sick, or they're spending a lot of time, laying on the couch, so this is a great one that's going to be able to help them detox the body faster. Now, I mean, amethyst is great for people with like addiction issues and detoxing them off the addiction. This one is more for sickness or illness. So that's why I really like smoky for out in the kind of open areas. So this is a smoky quartz on a pin. So this one is like $122. So, but I love this for the living room, and it's a really good dude crystal too. My dudes really like the smoky. So, but I'm a smoky quartz girl. I love it. So here's a lighter shade. It's still smoky quartz. It's just a lighter shade, and this is a generator. So this is also a smoky quartz as well. It's just a little bit lighter. This is about $129. So this is an excellent one for, like I said, grounding and just and just because this generators come out of the top, so they really amplify energy out the top. But so do clusters like that. So. But this is a nice one. It actually has some very nice rainbow flash to it. So that's what this one is. This is considered the Smoky Quartz Generator Point Extra Large. So I've got some different sizes, but this is a bigger one. And it's just, like I said, I like Smoky Quartz. It just feels good. So protection for sensitive people, black tourmaline and garnet is really good. And then black obsidian. Those are the really kind of go-tos for protection. So, and then also at Awakenings, we do have like kits. So we have like throat chakra kits and we have protection kits and things like that. So, so things like that. Let me see here. So I want to make sure that my Wi-Fi, like I said, I'm hoping everybody is still able to hear me. It's breaking up. It's Mercury retrograde. Isn't this fun? So fun. So I'm like I said, it's been really frustrating. Our Wi-Fi here has been awful. So, but we'll work with it. So next, I want to talk about the kitchen. Okay, when it comes to the kitchen, you got to think fast. You got to think kind of faster metabolism, right? So the best one for the kitchen, believe it or not, is citrine. So I like citrine because, again, it's multi-purpose. Citrine is always multi-purpose. So here is a piece of citrine. We consider these druzy. So you'll hear us call these druzies a lot. Now, a lot of people are talking about how citrine is, everybody's talking about how this is heated amethyst. Now, here's the deal. It is in the same, these are mined in the same place. These are mined in the same place. So if you get your reputable dealers, which we know where we get our crystals from, okay, we know. So we know that this is not heat treated amethyst, but is it found in the same place where amethyst is? Yes, it is. However, Mother Earth heats stuff up too. So understand that this is heated from Mother Earth, not necessarily by a torch. So otherwise it would be a lot more brown and icky. So like I said, this is citrine. This is amethyst, still holds the same properties as citrine does. So don't think it does, okay? So, but citrine is excellent for putting in the kitchen. It speeds up the metabolism. It's just really good. The other one, if you don't like the rough or the raw pieces, there's a generator point. This is a large generator point right here. This is also citrine. So this is about $40. Again, works great, no problem. Another one that works great as well would be and this one is considered calcite, honeycomb calcite. So this is yellow honeycomb calcite. I have a ginormous piece at home because I just love this color. But that's what this one is right here. And you can see the how pretty it is. And this will run like $30, $50. So this isn't that big, but again, sticking this in the living room, or in the kitchen really helps to speed up the metabolism. So that's an excellent one. And then the other one I have, because I had to write these down, carnelian. Remember how I said that carnelian is kind of an upper? So carnelian is great too. So this is a little polished freestanding point of carnelian. So this is like a carnelian kind of free form. So carnelian is kind of an orangey one, but it definitely is an upper. Any of the jaspers would work excellent in the kitchen as well, because all jaspers are kind of the uppers and they kind of get your poop in a group. So, but this is carnelian. Anybody that has infertility issues, anybody that wants to spice up the bedroom, hey, that's what these are for. So, but it also speeds up metabolism, right? So the other one is this red hematoid. And so we got some of these too. This is, like I said, red hematoid. You can kind of see that one. It's kind of, it's also known as fire quartz. So this is another one that's also going to speed up that metabolism. So that helps too. All right. Next, talked about the kitchen, talked about the living room. Next, the bathroom. Now here's where it becomes funny, because you guys are going to be like, you put crystals in your bathroom? I'm like, yeah, because some crystals can actually help you poop. So bismuth, when you drink Pepto-Bismol, what do you think you're drinking? Bismuth, right? So bismuth, which I don't have on hand, bismuth is very like rainbow iridescent looking, but bismuth naturally looks a lot like hematite. It's kind of gray and blobby, but if you heat it up, it actually gets, I don't know how to explain it. It's kind of rainbow and square. So it's really kind of cool looking. But bismuth is great for the bathroom. Another one is, believe it or not, anything yellowy orange. So again, this honeycomb calcite is great. And then we also have some bigger, the calcites are usually really good for the bedroom, and they're cheap. They're cheap. So I'll show you what I mean. So this is a piece of honey calcite. This is a big old chunk of honey calcite, right? So putting this in on your vanity, on the back of the toilet, this helps. So this is, like I said, this is honey calcite. This is going to run you 24 bucks, but it's a big old chunk, right? So excellent. So this, again, it helps to open up the sacral, excuse me, it helps with the sacral, but it actually opens up the solar plexus. Solar plexus chakra is associated with your digestion, everything else. So this helps to kind of get things rolling. So anything yellow is the name of the game when it comes to the bathroom, and or clear. Selenite, clear quartz, anything along those lines. So on average, those are going to be kind of your go-to ones for the bathroom. Some people like to put in, you know, some black crystals in there. That's okay too, because it helps you to ground. And again, that's all about pooping is grounding. I know that sounds weird, but it's true. So, but that's another way of doing it too. And again, any of these black ones. So like this is a black tourmaline point. So with red hematite in it. So this one is about like $111, which you don't usually see the red hematite in it. So that's an excellent one. Very grounding, again, protective for the front door. Also really good to help you to go to the bathroom. So really good for the bathroom as well. And again, clear quartz, that's always the go-to, boom, for the bathroom. And then I even have some little ones like on pins. So if you don't have a lot of room because you have a little tiny space, I'm like, we got little tiny ones too. These are like $20. So these are little ones too. So we got different options, right? Okay, next is going to be, I have two different ones, and I'll show you what I mean. I'm going to go with a study room office area, and then I'm going to go with the meditation room. So we're using logic and intuition, right? So we're going to do the logic first. So when a lot of people now are working from home, a lot of people are, and there are absolutely crystals that are going to help you to focus and kind of get your focus on and get your head in the game, right? Number one, I'm going to go to on this one, rainbow fluorite. So rainbow fluorite is excellent for critical thinking, looking forward and being able to solve problems before they even approach or come out. It also is really good for taking like your head and your heart and putting them together. So you're not going to over empathize when you're working. It's work. So, and you learn not to take things so personal. So that's what rainbow fluorite's all about. So this is a point of rainbow fluorite. So you can see the green and purple and white in it. So that's pretty common. This is a rough piece, not as pretty, still functionable, still does the same thing, right? So this is a rough piece. I think this runs like $444. So this one has since been cut and polished. This one's about $50. So, but they'll range anywhere from there. If you don't like any of these, pyramids work great too. So, but this is going to help to really buckle down and study, to really think. The other one that a lot of people will end up using is, again, going back to that black obsidian, the black tourmaline. It gets you grounded and logical. Smoky quartz is also another excellent crystal to be able to kind of ground you down in a steady type environment. Excellent. So like I said, and of course, clear quartz is always going to go with all of that, but more of the black crystals when it comes to the studying, again, rainbow fluorite is excellent. And if it's for my teachers are probably going to go for the chrysocolla. Those are going to be a little bit better for you. So, but yeah, the study hall. The other thing that I think, I do have it. The other one that I would recommend in the study room, and the reason why is because most than likely that's where your Wi-Fi is at. So this is excellent. So shungite in any form protects you from Wi-Fi and 5G energy. So you're hearing a lot of people talk about this 5G and how bad it is. Shungite blocks 5G and EMF. So not only does that, so does the green aventurine. So green aventurine also protects you from EMF, smog, things like that. So does smoky quartz. So you got some options, but the number one go-to is shungite. So this is a big protector. It's also a big cleanser. So, but this one is a big protector, especially with Wi-Fi. So I have the tendency to fritz out a lot of electronics. And so I always have a piece of shungite between me and my electronic. So this is one, yes, Scott, that that I was talking about earlier about how you want to put this in the four corners. We haven't talked about the basement yet. This one, we're going to come back to this one in the basement. So, but shungite is excellent for protecting you from Wi-Fi. I highly suggest you have at least a little small piece of shungite right where your Wi-Fi at. It's not going to affect the Wi-Fi any, but it's going to protect you from the microwaves, the waves of energy from that. So, so let's see your sun. Yep, that's it. Those are the ones for the steady. Now, when it comes to the meditation part of things, nowadays that we're getting more and more into meditation, which I love, and there are some crystals that will absolutely help you not only to meditate, but to tap in a little bit better. So the other one, the one I really like, which, oh yeah, by the way, this is a fluorite cube, and you got to remember your shapes matter. So cubes are naturally grounding. So any shape of cube is a natural grounder. So a cube of rainbow fluorite in the steady room is excellent. Not only does it ground you, but it helps you to be logical and focused. So this is an excellent one for that. So when it comes to the meditation room, number one, you got to go with labradorite. So lab has this beautiful sheen. I don't know if you guys can see this. I'm going to try to show it here, but it's got this beautiful blue. There it is right there. So labradorite always has a beautiful shimmer or sheen. Now this one is going to help you to tap in. This one will really help to open up your third eye chakra, your psychic abilities, all that stuff. So this is excellent for a meditation room or to have in a place where you really want to like tap in and kind of align with spirit. This is a-okay for the bedroom too. Fine. It's a-okay for the bedroom. There's nothing wrong with that. But you're going to dream like crazy. So, and you might even have some crazy dreams. But this one's a really big one for psychic development. So this is the number one. Number two that I'm going to go to is again, selenite. Again, selenite is another one that's going to be able to help you to tap in. So that's a really good one too. I'm trying to think of what else. What else did I bring? Oh yeah, celestite. Oh, yeah. So there's two more. So here's celestite, and I didn't grab a big chunk. I got a little chunk, but celestite helps you to be able to talk to your spirit guides and angels. So that's one. Like, this is an excellent one. Now it's it's really pretty blue. It's fairly crumbly. So, but this one is great for sticking in that meditation room to be able to talk to your spirit guides or angels. So it can be near you, it can be on you, anywhere close. It's fine. So again, this is a little chunk. All you have to do is just maybe, like I said, get a little chunk here and a little one of these. There you go. That's all you need. So again, the clear quartz is going to amplify everything. So that's celestite. And then the last one I want to show you for when it comes to the meditation room is blue kyanite, or excuse me. Yeah, blue, this is rough kyanite, but blue kyanite. So blue kyanite is, and so is black kyanite, but blue kyanite is very high vibe. Not as high vibe as moldavite. I mean, moldavite will zing your butt. So, or a tektite, which is also a type of meteorite. So those are extremely high vibes. So yeah, you can go with those. A lot of people can't handle that energy, not over a long period of time. So this one right here is, like I said, I got a chunk of it. So I don't know if you can kind of see it, but it's got a little bit of flash to it. That's the mica that's in it. But that blue kyanite is just, it's a really high vibe one. This one helps you with the clairaudient part of things, the ability to hear spirit. So this is another one that if the celestite really isn't for you, maybe the blue kyanite is. This is a great one, again, to be able to have you hear or communicate with those spirit guides and angels. Excellent for the meditation room. Okay, next. I have oh, child's room. We all have kids. Well, some of us do. So when it comes to kids, again, if they're having nightmares, the best things for nightmares, believe it or not, is going to be the black tourmaline, black obsidian, or selenite. those are going to be fine. So if they are just naturally fidgety, again, the obsidians are great, anything to kind of keep them down. I will tell you, boys have the tendency to gravitate towards certain crystals, whereas girls gravitate to different crystals. Most of my boys have the tendency to really like tiger eye. So this is tiger eye here. Boys also like black onyx as well. So usually black onyx is tiger eye and the two best for boys. So I got this one here. This is considered it's a, what do we call it? Top point. So, but this one has rough edges all the way around, but the top of it has been polished and cut. So that's considered a top point. These are like $10. This one here is considered a free form. This is tiger eye, but it might actually be tiger iron because you can see the hematite in it here too, and it's fairly heavy. So this is a great one for boys. It helps them with their self-confidence and it grounds them down so they chill the hell out. Girls have the tendency to go more with amethyst, more with the pink amethyst or the rose quartz. So usually girls are going to gravitate towards that, where boys are going to gravitate towards the onyx or the tiger eye. Now, I would tell you maybe stay away from, some of the higher vibe crystals so they can sleep, especially things like I said, like carnelian. That's a high vibe one. We don't want our kids, we need them to go to bed. So that's going to help a lot. Okay, let's see. Do lab created stones offer the same benefits? They can, yes, because a lot of crystals that you can program, sure. So, I mean, ultimately though, I like to have crystals like from the earth. So, but that doesn't mean that they're any worse or better. It doesn't matter. So, because my diamond, that's lab grown. So I'm fine with that. Like I said, I don't care for that. So crystal for bedwetting, anything yellowy orange. So carnelian would be okay as long as he can still sleep with it. So carnelian, but one of those is it's honestly going to be more yellow for usually boys. And that's more, again, citrine. It's going to be more that honeycomb calcite, tiger eye. So tiger eye would be great for that. So because it lies in that solar plexus. So but that one's great. How do you know if you're getting real crystals if we go to a shop or a show? You got to know a reputable crystal shop knows where the mine is that I'm getting these crystals from. I know that every year I go back to the same people because they have shown me where, if I ask them, do you have mine rights? And they'll a lot of times give me a certificate of authenticity. They'll tell me, no, this is where I mine it from. I'm like, okay, that's where you're supposed to mine calcite from. So you got to kind of know where the mine is located or where, generally speaking, these mines are. So, but I'm not going to buy like a Herkimer diamond from somebody in like Afghanistan. Herkimer diamonds are only from Herkimer, New York. So you got to know where they're mined. And I'm going to tell you, if you ask them, do you have any certificates of authenticity? Do you know where the mine is? And if they're like, well, if they stutter, red flag. The other one I've noticed, they'll misspell shit. So if they can't spell azurite correctly, red flag. And it's not necessarily because of a language gap. They just don't know what they're selling. So, or it's way overpriced for what it is. So you got to kind of know the quality. You got to know, is it an A grade? Is it a B grade? What grade is it? It's a lot more complex than just knowing if they're good or bad, but ask them questions. And if they can't answer simple questions, walk away. So we're very good about training our staff on where these come from, all the whole gamut. So that way they are knowledgeable and understanding where we get our stuff. So, but again, we have reputable dealers that we've been dealing with because we've asked them those questions. So, so let's see here. What if we have several clusters or a particular crystal versus one large piece? Doesn't matter, Christina. Doesn't matter. If you want little crystals because it's a little bit cheaper than having one big one, fine. Does the same thing. So like I said, the next one I'm going to talk about is hematite, which I didn't bring my hematite. Poop. I didn't. The other one, to go back to the study. When we're in our study, especially if it's an office, you want pyrite and citrine. Pyrite, citrine are money their money, this is where we get money. They help us with this. So here, check this out. So in this book, and I don't know feng shui, so I had to look some shit up. So I'm going to show you guys this one. Right there is the front door, right there. And right there where that red is where it says the wealth corner is the furthest back left point from your front door or the door into an individual room. So there is in feng shui a money corner. Now, you won't put a piece of citrine. You want to put a piece of pyrite in that money corner to manifest money. So that's considered the money corner. What I find ironic is that once I learned this, here at the store, our money corner is where my husband sits. That's all he does is the finances. So I'm like, holy crap, you're in the perfect spot. You're in the money corner. So like I said, the money corner, I'm going to repeat it again just so you guys heard it. The wealth corner or the money corner in feng shui is the furthest back left point from your front door. Okay. So that's why I'm like citrine, and we got pyrite, and pyrite's fairly cheap. So I think this chunk runs maybe $40. So this is a big old piece of pyrite, and naturally pyrite forms squares, which is grounding. So we talked about those squares being grounding. Here's a nice chunk of natural. This is a natural piece of pyrite. They actually come this way. They're this way in the ground. So, but this is a big old chunk of pyrite right here. $25, and it's heavy. It's got some weight to it. So somebody's like, oh my God, that's where my office and my house is. I'm like, right, that's where you want the money corner. So, okay, so that one, let's see here. The next one is, we're going to talk about the basement. Oh, the name of this book is called The Crystal Bible. Like legit, this is the go-to. Like it's from Judy Hall wrote it. It's an excellent book, and I like it because it has pictures. I don't like to read. So it's got all kinds of pictures in here about jet, about cinnabar, celestite, all that good stuff. So love this. This is a really good go-to book for crystals. Love, love. So the next one I'm going to talk about is the basement. Now, generally speaking, basements ground us. So I always tell people in wintertime, when you can't get outside and ground, go to your basement. Go to your basement. Okay, so here's where these come in handy. So in the basement, in my four corners of my house, in my basement, I've got these. And actually, I've got them way bigger than this. So again, the bigger, the better. So I have these huge pieces of selenite. So, or excuse me, shungite. Now, again, shungite blocks the EMF and it protects the home. So that's why I'm like, I love shungite for protection and to rid the 5G. So why I like these in my corner is because if you have any of those like electrical towers that go anywhere near your house, this is a go-to. Again, we want them in four corners of our basement, four corners of the basement. Now, there are some people that really don't like it in the basement. You can put these outside and bury them. So you can put them in your four corners of your house and bury these. So again, especially if you are close to power lines or any of those like electrical like emitter box things. So I have a small little piece of shungite on top of my meter outside, my electrical meter outside. So again, just to protect. So because electricity really messes with my intuition sometimes, or with me. And so I really make sure that, because I want my house. I don't want to be able to do readings in my house. I do readings here. I don't want to do them there. So I make sure that my house is uber protected. And that's where these come into play. So again, this is shungite. Black tourmaline is also another go-to. So if you like the chunks, great. So use the chunks. So you can do the chunks in the corner. You can do these in the corner. You can do the generators in the corner. Doesn't matter, but get them in the corners. Remember, corners hold residual energy. So if you're putting these in the basement, it forces the energy in your entire house to move. So I'm like, don't forget about the basement, but usually in the basement, these are going to be in the corners, and a good old piece of clear quartz right in the center. So that's always good too. Nothing wrong with that. You can do them in the four corners of your apartment. Absolutely. Now, I've had people that, because apartments have the tendency to be a little bit more active because people moving in, moving out. So a little bit more active. So I always tell people, apartments, you just need little pyramids. You don't need these big old chunks. You just need little ones. So that's fine. Wind towers shouldn't be too bad. But Jill was asking about near the airport. I would. So just because of all the emit that's going on above you, I would do that. So wind towers should be okay. I think that's all right. But but at the same time, like I said, I would still protect, especially on that side. So, but yep, those are going to be the go-tos. I'm trying to see if there's anything else that I didn't talk about, but I think I kind of hit everything. So this one wasn't going to be that big of a deal. Oh, I was going to show you another amethyst. So again, amethyst can go just about anywhere, especially in the bedroom, especially to help you with sleep. Again, selenite is excellent for sleeping too, but this is on a pin here. But this is another piece of amethyst. So amethyst comes in a wide range of colors. I mean, because like I said, I got dark, I got light, and then I got pink. So any of these are excellent for the bedroom. Like I said, this one really helps with the anxiety. So if you have a kid that has issues with anxiety, get them a little piece of amethyst. It really does help. So helps them with the anxiety stuff. So, all right. Is there any other questions? I think, like I said, I went through just about everything. So how light is another one that's great for kids and helping them sleep as well. That's what this one is. It's kind of helps with insomnia. Selenite seems to help better with adults. These seem to help better with the kids. So this is white how light. So, but again, like I said, you don't have to get huge pieces here. There's other pieces that are fairly cheap that you can just kind of put anywhere. So if they're like, for instance, blue calcite, this is a big old chunk of blue calcite. This will run you maybe $30. So this is blue calcite. Blue calcite's very calming. Very easy. So really easy going, calming. So blue calcite's an excellent one for maybe a feisty kid's bedroom or a kid that's got some sass like me. So blue calcite's an excellent one to just kind of help them out. This also helps kids with strep throat, any throat issues. This one's going to help them out with that one. So what about the garage, Jackie? That'd be the same. I in my garage, I also have 4 pieces of black tourmaline in my garage. So I don't have a lot of stuff like activity in my garage, but I just have 4 pieces of black tourmaline in there. Kendra, some are better than others, but shungite is the best one to block EMF. And like I said earlier, so is, believe it or not, so is like green aventurine great for blocking EMF. There's certain ones best for that, but shungite is the #1 go-to for blocking that EMF. As a matter of fact, when you guys see those phone protectors on the back, that's shungite. So a lot of times you'll see people putting little like circle things on the back of phones, and we sell them here at Awakenings, but they absolutely help you block that EMF. So it protects your brain. So especially if you're on the phone a lot, it helps you to kind of break that. It keeps your brain open, so, and healthy. Let's see here. Stones for creativity and inspiration in the office. So I'm going to tell you, creativity lies in the sacral chakra. So anything orangey, yellow, but mostly orangey. And for the office, I'd say that orangey red color. So fire agate would be excellent for that. So would brecciated jasper. So would carnelian. Any of those would be excellent for creativity and inspiration inside the office. So any of those are great. So, but like I said, you guys are going to have to play with these a lot. But I think that once you get it home, think about how it feels to you. Like calcites are always very calming and cool. And some things like clear quartz can go anywhere. So the other thing I'm going to tell you is, especially like I said, outside, don't be afraid to put some crystals outside. It's okay. It's okay. Like I said, black tourmaline and selenite, you do not have to charge. Selenite's the only exception. I wouldn't have that outside. I wouldn't have citrine outside, and I wouldn't have amethyst outside. And the reason why is because it'll fade in that UV light. So there are some exceptions to that rule. I know here at Awakenings, I literally have a boulder. I shit you not, it is this big. It's huge. And that boulder is a big old love rock. It's a big piece of rose quartz, perfect for outside. Sorry, I'm going to tickle my throat. The other thing I have is an celestial clear quartz. Now, celestial, think celestial. Celestial is very much kind of like I was showing this, like the fishtail selenite. Celestial is grown a different way. It's more like formed this way. And it's a lot more tighter compact. So it really amplifies the energy. So I have a big piece of celestial quartz, probably about this big, also made to go outside. Made to go outside. So excellent for that. How often do you charge your crystals? Try to charge them when the full moon. Every full moon if you can. If you forget, that's okay. Just get a piece of selenite, stick them next to it. It's all good. What if you do school and create in the same room? That's hard. I would say try to kind of keep that a little bit more separate. That's a little bit tougher. So because those are two different areas. Creativity is on the right side of the brain. Your logic is on the left side of the brain. So that would be difficult. So I would stick with the basics on that one. Again, I would probably say rainbow fluorite is your good safe one for both. But clear quartz, selenite, keep it basic on those. So, all right, guys, hopefully you learned something all about these crystals and about what they can do for you. But like I said, in the office, black tourmaline is excellent because it rids negativity. It protects you from those nasty little coworkers. If you're a teacher, counselor, nurse, anything like those, chrysocolla is the great one to go to here. I showed you, and another one is amazonite. So amazonite, here's a free form amazonite here. Amazonite is another excellent crystal for the teachers, my Reiki masters, anybody that's here to help humanity. Excellent. So like I said, hopefully this one is going to help you guys out. Yes, somebody was asking me, can I have a piece of shungite or in between my phone and my bed? I do. I actually have a piece of organite. So organite is any crystal inside of a resin in a pyramid shape. So I do have that. That's the one that I have next to in between my phone. There's phone, my organite pyramid, and then me. So I really do protect myself from my phone at night because again, I want to be able to sleep at night. So, and again, I got that big old chunk of selenite next to me. And then I think on Eric's side, he's got, what does he have? I think he's got a piece of amazonite. Now that I think about it, I think it's amazonite. And then we have a big piece of rose quartz in there too. So like I said, go with it, play with this stuff, guys. But just understand that if you get something and you're like, you know, I don't like this for my living room, I'm like, find another place. Just go with where your intuition leads you, really. So play with this stuff. I always tell people, don't be like an adult, be like a kid. Go with how it feels to you. Go with how it resonates with you, all right? So thank you guys so much for watching. I will let you know, I think Sunday we do have a flash sale on a bunch of stuff. So if you haven't liked Awakenings on Facebook or Instagram, make sure that you like Awakenings. It's Awakenings Omaha. Make sure that you like that because we got some flash sales going on a lot of these crystals that I showed you tonight. All right, guys? So thank you so much for watching. Again, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Make sure that you're checking me out on Facebook, Instagram, all that stuff. All right, guys? Thank you so much and happy crystal shopping. All right, guys? Thanks again. Have a wonderful Halloween. So be safe, everybody. Bye.